Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Tiara and this is my 2-month postpartum vlog. So I'm just going to jump right into this video. Time has really flown and I can't believe that my baby is already 2 months. So let me go ahead and get started. First of all, someone asked what I use on my stomach to prevent stretch marks. As I mentioned in my last video, I do not have any stretch marks on my stomach, and this is what I used. And I have to say that it worked very well. Every night I would get CJ to rub this on my stomach and my thighs to prevent stretch marks. I do have a little bit of stretch marks on my thighs and my hips because they did spread while I was pregnant, but it's okay. I don't plan on showing that off anyway, so that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with an update on Taylor. I'm going to backtrack to the last video that I recorded. In that video, I asked about sleeping, co-sleeping, and how you all got your babies to sleep through the night, because that's something that we really struggle with in the beginning. Now she does sleep beside us. We still co-sleep. We do put her in her bassinet beside our bed some nights. The co-sleeper did not work out, guys. We purchased that and she would still end up laying on us, and that's why I wanted to cover in this video. So I believe when Taylor was about 2 weeks, we noticed that she just kept throwing up, spitting up all the time. Like, it could be 2 hours after she ate, she's still spitting up from the time she eats until the next time it's time for her to eat. So I actually took her to the doctor after she ended up choking on her spit up through the night. It actually came out of her nose and her mouth, and it was very thick. And I happened to wake up and she just looked very distressed. So that scared the crap out of me, and I went to the doctor the next day and we were prescribed Zantac for her to take 3 times a day, 5 milliliters. So she's been taking that, and it does not help that much, honestly. But the bottle says not to stop giving the baby the medicine without the doctor's order. So I'll probably speak to my doctor when I go back for the 4-month checkup, because it's really not working. So that's another reason why we don't really like for her to sleep by herself, because we are kind of nervous about her sleeping by herself. I'm sure some of you all understand. But as time has gone on, we are more comfortable with her at least laying beside us in the bed. We do have a king size bed, so we're able to, you know, stay to one side of the bed and have her sleep on the other side of the bed. And I put a pillow on the side closest to the floor, because she actually sleeps on her side. She doesn't like sleeping on her back. She's getting more accustomed to sleeping on her back, but at first she would actually roll over. From 2 weeks on up to now, she still rolls over sometimes. She does not like sleeping on her back. So the doctor said that sleeping on her side is safer than her sleeping on her stomach. So I just allow her to go ahead and sleep on her side. Another thing that kind of, I guess, makes it difficult for me to allow her to sleep by herself is the temperature of the house and the room. When we first brought her home, I didn't think that this was going to be an issue, but I found myself wondering, like, what should I put on her? Should I put on a onesie? Should I put on a onesie and a sleeper? Should I just put on a sleeper? So basically what they say is to dress, if you're warm or you're cold, the baby's probably warm or cold, and to dress them with one more layer than you have on. But I feel like if I sleep in a t-shirt and my underwear, I still have the comforter on me. So we can't put a comforter on her. And even if I put like a sleeper on her, it's not technically as thick as a comforter would be. So that's another thing that we kind of battle with. With the temperature situation, if you guys have any advice on that, please leave that in the comment section below. We have tried putting her in the bassinet beside our bed, you know, some nights, like between our shifts. And sometimes it works, sometimes she'll start whining. It's not that much of an issue to me right now, because during the day I don't have to like hold her while I'm sleeping. she will lay down and sleep anywhere, actually. Yes, and CJ, in the beginning, he would hold her on his chest because we would have to sit up with her. Both of us did, actually. We would have to sit up with her 30 minutes after she ate to prevent her from spitting up and choking on it. So we would end up falling asleep with her sitting on our chest in the bed. But now we're able to burp her and lay her back down, and she doesn't spit up as much through the night. Her nights are great. She obviously understands night from day because she is knocked out every night. And I noticed around 6 weeks that she started to, actually 7 weeks. I read in this book, and I'm going to show you the book. I read in this book that at the 6-week mark, that's when the baby starts sleeping through the night more. And it's not the 6 week, like if your baby was born a little early, you can't count it that 6 weeks. You have to count it from when the baby was due. So Taylor was due on the 27th of March. So I have to count from there. And when she hit 7 weeks, she was sleeping through the night more so than she was in the beginning. So it is getting easier with time, I can say that. So here is the book that I was referring to. It's the Healthy Sleep Habits Happy Child book, and it's actually very helpful. It's some things that I had questions about that I was actually searching Google for, and I found the answers to those questions in this book. One of the questions I had was like the child quivering before they go to sleep, and as they're waking up, Taylor's legs will like kind of shake, and that was a little weird to me, but I read in here that that was normal. And basically it breaks it down from weeks to months. It has stuff about colic in this book, and my line sister got me this book. Thank you, Brittany. I like it. So Taylor did have a checkup this month, and during that checkup she received 3 vaccines and a liquid form of, I think, the polio vaccine. And so she got 2 shots in one leg and 1 shot in the other leg. I was given this at my doctor's appointment, and it has information about the vaccines. The vaccines that she got at her last appointment was the hepatitis B, the rotavirus, the DTaP vaccination, and polio virus, PCV. So those are the 4 vaccinations that she got. So I need to go ahead and check those off because I plan to keep a record of these for myself. So I'm going to leave that out. And guys, I'll tell you, I was nervous taking her to that appointment because I just didn't want to see my baby in pain. So when I took her to the appointment, I actually asked CJ to go with us. So they gave her the polio medication, which was the oral medication first, and she actually ended up throwing that all up. And they said that basically they wouldn't give it to her again until 4 months. So they didn't want to give it to her back to back. I promise she spit up every bit that she was given. So with the shot, after she received the oral medication, I put her pacifier in her mouth. So when she got the shots in her legs, it's like with every shot that the lady put in her legs, she screamed louder, but she still had her pacifier in. So the nurse was very helpful. She did it very fast, and she actually was like, "Are you gonna hit me, Mom?" Because I was like, "Please don't hurt her." And I couldn't even look. Like, I was just looking at Taylor's face the whole time. And as soon as the lady finished, I picked her up, and she didn't cry as bad as I thought she was. So that was a relief to me. That's my baby, guys. I love her so much. But yeah. So the side effects of the vaccines, she did not really get sick, but she was very fussy when we got home. Like, she cried like she was in so much pain, like a cry that I never saw before. And the doctors told me not to give her Tylenol before the vaccines because I guess it can have an effect on the vaccines working properly. So they told me to wait until after she got her shots and then give her a Tylenol, and that's what I did. But tell me what you all do. Did you give your babies the Tylenol first to prevent them from getting a fever and stuff after vaccines, or did you wait? Because I never want to see her cry like that again because she looked like she was in so much pain. What I did was I put a little cold compress on where the spots that she had the shots, and I rubbed it, and she basically slept the whole day after getting those shots. At the last appointment, Taylor weighed 11 pounds, and that was about 2 to 3 weeks ago, so I'm not sure how much she weighs now, but at this rate she's been gaining about a pound a week, and she's now 22 inches long. So my baby is really growing. So she is now in a size 0 to 3 months. I went ahead and packed up her newborn clothes. I plan on keeping those because I don't know if I'm going to have another girl or what. I had to take Taylor to the doctor around 4 weeks, I believe, because she spit up. She's always spitting up, as I stated, and she rubbed her face in her spit up as she was laying on my chest, and it actually got in her eye. This was about 7 a.m. in the morning. Around 9 a.m. when she woke up, her eye had a whole bunch of crust like around her eye, and I thought she had pink eye. So I wiped it away, and like her eye kept watering. So from 9 to like 1 p.m. I just monitored it to see if it was going to stop watering, and it actually didn't. So I ended up taking her to the doctor. The doctor basically told me that she had a blocked tear duct. She gave me the ointment that they use on the newborns as soon as they come out of the mother's womb, just to put on her eye to make sure it wasn't any infection. And she just told me to massage her tear duct, so the corner of her eye, and it actually stopped watering, and the crust was making me nervous because I didn't understand why her eye was crusting up. But it did go away within a week. So that was great. I've been noticing more and more that Taylor has like dry patches on her body, and the areas that I've noticed it in is on the outer portion of her thighs, on her elbows, and on her back. And between her eyebrows, there's like, her skin is like really flaky. So I don't really want to put moisturizer on her face because I don't want it to break out, because in the beginning her face was like really sensitive, and I'm to the point that I've been using Cetaphil on her face, and I'm about to start using it on her whole body because I still use the Johnson & Johnson soap, and I heard that it's not really good for babies. So let me know what you guys do if your babies, or use if your babies have dry skin. And I bought the Aquaphor Eucerin baby cream, and I started using that today, so I'm gonna see how well that works. Okay guys, so on to breastfeeding. Taylor has been breastfeeding well, and I'm sure you guys can tell that from her weight gain. But this month I noticed that I have like an overactive letdown and an overactive supply of milk kind of. And when I noticed this, what happened was, well, okay. First I was noticing that when Taylor is eating, she chokes like every time she eats. And if she comes off of my breast, the milk will actually just keep squirting out. It squirts her in the face. The other side that she's not even eating off of will start squirting and everything when she's not even eating off of it. I thought it was normal, and I had actually started just getting like a towel. When I'm feeding on one side, I'll just cover up the other side with the towel. But I noticed that this was not normal when I Googled green stool. One night she ended up having green stool, and I'm used to like a mustard color and green mix, but it was like all green this time. So I actually happened to Google it, and I saw overactive letdown and overactive supply of milk, and basically it said that what happens is the baby is getting too much hind milk and not enough of the fat milk that's at the end of the feed, and it causes their stool to be green. So basically with this, a lot of people end up with breast infections, and they gave tips on how you can lower your supply of milk. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this may be why she's spitting up all the time, because that was like one of the other symptoms. This may be why she's choking all of the time when she's eating and getting squirted in her face. So I know a lot of people who have never breastfed before is like, well, why don't you just pump then? And I'm like, well, I don't want to keep pumping, because every time I'm pumping, it's sending a signal to my body to keep producing more milk. So basically the website said to try to feed the child off the same side for that whole feeding instead of switching breasts during the same feed. And I had always done that anyway. So what I tried to do was I gave her a bottle for one of the feedings. I gave her a bottle that I had pumped, and I decided not to pump for that feed because of course my breasts were still ready to feed her, and typically when I give her a bottle, that's when I'll pump. I didn't pump, and guys, my breast got so engorged, it hurt so bad. So what I did was I was expressing for like a minute or two just to relieve some of the pain from my breast, and I would actually go get ice after I finished feeding her and put it on my breast. It didn't help. I don't think it didn't help at all. It was just 2 painful days, and after I just gave in and went ahead and pumped, I was still like having sharp pains in my breast. I'm like, why am I having these sharp pains? So just throughout the day, it would just hurt like a shooting pain through my breast. So I looked online, and basically there was information about breast infections due to thrush. So I'm like, Taylor doesn't have thrush. So I tried to look in her mouth on a Friday night, and CJ was like, you need to stop looking online at that stuff. Leave her alone, because Taylor was like, she wasn't having it. So I was like, okay, I'll just leave her alone. But the next day it was worse. There was still shooting pains and stinging in my breast. If you have ever hit your ankle on a piece of metal or something, then that's the feeling that I was feeling in my breast, and it did not feel comfortable at all. So I decided to look in her mouth again when CJ was not around, and I noticed that she had some white patches like under her top lip, and I'll insert a picture of that. So I was like, is this thrush? I tried to wipe it away and it didn't go away. So there's actually a support group on Facebook for African American breastfeeding moms. So if you're a breastfeeding mom and you have questions about it, I would say go to that support group because they're very helpful actually. So I posted a picture up there. I was like, guys, is this a symptom or the start of thrush? And several people answered back yes. So I told CJ, I'm like, oh my gosh, she has thrush. I don't know how bad it's going to get. It may get to the point that she doesn't want to eat. And I had also been noticing that she, at night when she got ready to eat, she would come off of, well, she would unlatch herself and start screaming, crying until she would actually fall asleep. And she would keep drinking, but then she'll get off and start crying. So I'm like, what is wrong with her? I thought that meant she wanted her pacifier and she didn't want to eat, because when I would give her a pacifier, she would just go to sleep. So that started making me think, like, is that the reason why she's crying like that? Maybe she had thrush all this time. I don't know. So I grab her and I try to go to patient first. Guys, I got there at 9:59. I'm walking through the door and it turns 10 o'clock. The lady starts shutting the door in my face. I'm like, please, like, I have a 1-month-old. I'm trying to get her in here. She has thrush. Can I please come in? And I actually called someone before I came and was like, I'm right in the parking lot. I'm getting out the car now. Can I please be seen? And the lady ended up telling me no. She was like, you can go to the emergency room. So I was pissed off at that. I ended up taking her to the doctor and they gave her a prescription for the thrush. And then I also had to be treated for it as well. And I'm taking a medication I have to take for 2 weeks. So I'm still taking that, and she's still taking the medication too. Tell me, guys, what you did to, I guess, prevent your baby from getting thrush. My grandparents and my mom told me from the time that she was born to put pee on her pee on her tongue, but I just can't bring myself to do that because I put Desitin and A&D ointment on her. So it's like, I don't want to put that in her mouth. So guys, tell me anything that you know I can do to help her keep from getting thrush again. Because as soon as we found out that she had thrush, everyone was like, I told you to put that on her tongue. I told you. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So her tongue is still a little coated, and she's supposed to stop taking the medicine on Monday. and it's Saturday, so I don't know if it's going to be gone by then or if I should stop. So I'll probably have to give her doctor a call on Tuesday when the offices open back up. Guys, it's a lot. So another thing that made me think that she had it for a long time is that she had a bad diaper rash like at the end of last month, and they actually prescribed the Nystatin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'll put the name in this somewhere in this frame. Yeah, so they gave her that medication, and that went away like within 2 to 3 days. But it wasn't extremely bad to the point that it was bleeding and stuff, but for me, I don't want anything to be wrong with her, so I'm going to say it's bad. So I'm wondering if she had it then, because, you know, diaper rashes are symptoms of thrush as well. I just don't know. So yeah, if you have any tips on thrush, please leave those in the comment section below. What else? I am still pumping and, you know, expressing my milks, freezing it. I don't know how many bags of milk I have, but I believe that my supply is pretty good. Me and CJ are supposed to go meet the child care provider that Taylor will be going to in August. Until August, my cousin is going to be staying with us. She goes to the college around the corner from our house, and she's out on summer break. So she's going to stay with us and watch Taylor for us. So that's a blessing that we have someone in the family to keep her until she'll be about 5 months. I'm very happy and comfortable with that. But as for me, guys, I'm still having a lot of pain in my bladder, in my stomach, and my back. I'm not sure why. I haven't been exercising or anything yet because of that. The only thing I'm able to do is really walk because my stomach hurts so bad. I've been taking ibuprofen and Percocet, which I was given from the hospital. They prescribed it to me when I had her. So I've been taking that for pain. I don't really know what the pain is from, but I actually have to go back to the doctor on June 8th for, I forget what the procedure is called. It's basically when they take the microscope and look inside to make sure that everything is okay. So my doctor wanted me to, you know, rest and still try to, I guess, get myself back together and give myself time to heal before going back, because I have been having these problems with my bladder and stuff. So hopefully everything will be fine and I'll be able to go back after getting that procedure done on June 8th. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I celebrated my first Mother's Day this month. Yeah, this month, and it was lovely. Like, every day I still look at her and say, I can't believe she's here now. She is the love of my life. I just feel so blessed to have her. Another thing that I am paranoid about, because I find myself worrying about too much. Like, I really need help with that. I worry about too much and I need to start praying more or something, because that's an issue. But another thing that I'm paranoid about is her sneezing. Like, she sneezes probably about 5 times a day. And when she starts sneezing and coughing, I'm like, oh my God. Please don't let her have whooping cough or something like that. So I really need to stop worrying so much and just know that she's okay and God has her and us and our family. It's hard, guys. So I am currently 146 pounds. So I am getting back. So I have about 11 pounds to go to get back down to where I was before I got pregnant, and I'm fine with that weight, because looking back at pictures, I'm like, dang, I was small. So I'm fine. I don't think I want to go past 130. Yeah, 130. I don't want to go past. I'm hoping that I can get to between 130 and 135 by June, by my well, it is my anniversary, June 7th. What else? Oh, I almost forgot, guys. I'm going to show you my belly shot, and that'll be it for this video. I'll put a picture of Taylor in here because she's sleeping on Daddy's chest. And this is why Taylor was not in the video this time, guys. Didn't want to interrupt her nap on Daddy's chest. See you guys. Those cheeks. So this is my tummy from the front. And this is my stomach from the side. And this is my stomach from the other side. So guys, I'm getting my sexy back slowly but surely. Thank you guys for watching.